What's going on, guys? King Shrats here, back into the video on the channel, and today we're gonna do something a little different. A lot of people have been inquiring about the process of how I make my food along with the eating aspect. What I'm gonna make is just a quick little chicken cheesesteak to show you how it gets down. Some of our ingredients lined up, already chopped my onions, bell peppers, and red peppers. Got my bread, of course, the chicken cheesesteak. You can use other cheesesteaks than this. You can use regular chicken if you want, but I've had this in my freezer for a while. I've got to find a way to get rid of it. Stuff we'll be topping the sandwich with. I'll probably add a couple more things along the way, but this is the basis of what we're gonna need. Not gonna hold you up too long, we're gonna get right into it, so let's get into the video. This is what the chicken cheesesteak looks like. It's just shaved chicken breast. You can buy shaved chicken breast if you want to. Now these are pretty tough to get off, so I'm gonna do is peel this off. Now I know this looks wild. They'll cook pretty fast, about a minute on this side, but on each one I'm gonna hit it with some Cajun seasoning as we go. And after about a minute, all you can do is flip this bad boy over. Let that go for another 30 seconds. It cooks really fast. Once this thing is white all the way through, you're just gonna take it off the pot, repeat with all 6 pieces of it, and we're done. We're gonna place these on our paper towel so we can get the rest of these bad boys going. That's 1, and that's 2. Boom. We switched over to our skillet, which I just hit with a turn. I'm gonna do a little bit more. Some extra virgin olive oil. Gonna let that get nice and happy. We're gonna add our vegetables to it real quick. Just hit it with some mixed garlic. Oh man, I wish you had smell of this, and that smells so good. Adding our vegetables in, our peppers, our onions. Start moving these around a little bit. Now I need both my hands for this, so I'm gonna hit this with some black peppercorns and some pink sea salt also. So that's all I'm gonna start moving these around. I like to get a nice little char on these, as you can see. So I'm gonna move these around as much as I can. Get a nice sear on these, nice char on these. Wish you could smell this. 1/4 cup of mayo. I added about a teaspoon of garlic, and I added some of this chili and lime seasoning. So we're gonna get a little bit of chili and lime mayo. We don't wanna go overboard with that because it's very, very strong. I'm also gonna hit this with just a little bit, okay, maybe a lot of it, of sriracha. That is not ketchup, that is sriracha. Stir this bad boy up. And now that those peppers are all done, you can see they're nice and tender. We added our chicken back in here, so I'm just gonna mix these bad boys together. That's just gonna happen fast here. So we got a little garlic, butter, parsley mix. Gonna add that to the side, start warming it up. My bread is nice and toasted, so next I'm gonna put that chili lime mayo on there. I need both my hands. Sorry, hold on. That's on both sides. We're gonna add our cheesesteak mixture. Nice cheese whiz, nice liberal amounts. All right, we're gonna roll this bad boy up. Boom, there it is. A little finished product. Got that chicken cheesesteak, those nice grilled peppers and onions. Of course, that chili lime mayo. You know, you gotta have that cheese in there. A little extra cheese to dip it in on the side. Y'all here for it or not? All right, let's go sit down and eat this. I'm hungry. Looking good, isn't it? All right. Finished product. Got that chicken Philly cheesesteak, some peppers and onions, chipotle chili lime mayo. All right, we are back. We've got our 2 Philly cheesesteaks. They're looking so good. And these right here are actually, I can't have sandwiches without chips. It's just, it's a thing of mine. So I just had to throw these in here. But these right here, I'll show you what these bad boys are. Boom. These are Tostitos. What is, yeah. So we got a hint of spicy queso. You never had these. These chips are goated. They are really, really good. If you're a fan of queso, they're almost up there with the hints of lime, which is Tostitos' favorite still for me. Still undisputed. But these are close. They there. They should mix them, make 2 flavors, but it's almost there. Anyway, I can't wait to dig into this bad boy. I had to wrap it in the foil because when I went to Philly, I don't live that far from Philly, so they wrap my cheesesteaks in foil. I think it makes it, see how it looks, I'm gonna show you why. Look. See, the flavors, the cheese kind of starts getting like married, melted together. You can see all that going on inside. The flavors just marry a little bit better. But I'm so excited for this. Hold on. There's just so much flavor. That's not what I'm mouth on. I'm sorry. Look at this. Is that better? I'm really not sure. I can't see me. But between the bread, it's toasted, but it's not crunchy. Different kind, because I went with the Philly. And in Philly, they don't give you toasted bread. It's just warm. It's not, it doesn't have bite to it. But it's just enough to hold all that filling going on the inside. The peppers are nice and tender, but it's still got enough bite to it to give you a contrast, a little bit of crunch. That mayo with chili lime sauce on it gives it more depth. And tie it all in. But of course, you gotta have the cheese whiz, even though I use queso. You didn't see that. Oh, man. Mmm. That's so good. Oh, that's so good. I don't even know what to say. So much flavor on. So much flavor. First time I had a Philly cheesesteak, I went to Philly. I didn't know. Was, believe it or not, high school. Around here, I ran track in high school, and we went to a meet there, which is the regional meet. It's a big track meet, and our relay team, our sprinters, the 4x1, it's a 100-meter dash. I was a sprinter in high school. Qualified, got there. I mean, had to run in the race, which I was super excited for two reasons. One, I wasn't really a track guy, but I joined the track team instead of playing baseball my sophomore and junior year so I can get faster, work on my speed for football. So I was excited that we actually did something. We ended up winning state actually both years, which was really cool, but neither here nor there. And I was also excited because I'd actually never had a cheesesteak from Philly until that moment. So I was really excited to get down there and try it. So after the meet, let me tell you about the meet. This is probably one of the most embarrassing things in my athletic career. That's so good, man. If you don't know how relays work, what happens is you run 100 meters, and at the end of your leg, because there are 4 legs, you have to hand the baton to the next person. So I was the 3rd leg, which is like on a track, it's the curve part, not the straightaway. Usually the fastest person is your 4th, and your 2nd fastest is the 2 for the 2 straightaways. I was the 3rd fastest, I'm not gonna lie. I was 210 pounds in high school running a sprint, so I still found that cool. And anyway, the guy who was our anchor actually ended up playing for the Cowboys. But I had never run on this kind of track before. This is so good. I'm trying to tell you a story, but I can't stop eating it. And it's so cheesy. But anyway, so much anticipation for this one race. The thing about track that makes it so difficult to me is that you spend your whole year, or if you're an Olympian, pinnacle of the sport, you spend your whole career training, especially as a sprinter, for something that lasts less than a minute. If you're running the 100-meter dash, you're talking about 10 seconds or under. You train 4 years to run for 10 seconds. So in this case, we train all year for a relay race that my leg was, 10 some odd, 11 some odd seconds, whatever it was. 11. So, I had never run on this kind of track before. In collegiate tracks, this particular track had a metal median in between lanes 3 and 4, or 4 and 5. But I was on that median. I've never seen it before. It was brand new to me. So, I remember we finally get for the relay race, and there's so many people there in the middle of the field that I can't even see our first leg, the person starting it all out of the blocks. Can't see him. So I hear bang, the starter thing. He takes off, and all I'm relying on is kind of being able to see the top of his head, but I can barely see that. So I have to time it right. We're doing well. We're about 1st or 2nd place the way it looks. Second leg, our guy, real fast dude, gets the stick, takes off, and I finally see him coming. My heart's going a mile a minute at this point because I'm like, here it is, here it is, here it is. So there's 2 things that you say in this part. When he gets to a certain point, he has to tell me to go. So he screams, go. So I take off, boom, I'm running, right? Got my sprint on. He says stick, which means he's sticking out his baton for me to stick my hand out and receive the baton and take off. So I get the baton, boom, I'm taking off. I swear, I think we're in first place, but obviously you can't tell in a sprint. But I know we're neck and neck because you know how the curves work. I'm way up front. Right when I'm about to get to our anchor, which this dude, like I said, he ended up playing in the NFL for the Cowboys and made the Pro Bowl. Like, I'm not gonna say his name because it doesn't matter. I want to put his name in my video, but I get to right to him and I say, go. Feeling good. All of a sudden, I hear clank and it happened in slow motion. I'm like, oh no. Clank. I'm trying to catch my balance. I hit the metal median. And right when I'm about to hand him the stick, I face plant. And the biggest relay I've ever run. I'm a little heartbroken. I feel like I let my teammates down. We had worked so hard to get there. We had the school record. We were in the counties, states, all that stuff. And I fell, face plant from everybody, and I heard the crowd go, oh. It made it even worse. That was the biggest L I ever took in athletics, ever. Because that was solely on me, which I hated, you know. All the sports I play are team sports. Track is more of an individual, but this is a relay. So it's everybody. So I like doing it because I felt like me and those three other guys were like really, really close. And I felt like I let them down, you know. So I felt horrible. But I handed the baton and he took off and we still got second place. That's how fast he was. That's how far ahead I was. But we lost. So we finished. And you know, I'm like trying to find a word to say. I didn't say anything. And the race is at the University of Pennsylvania. That's why it's called the Penn Relays. So Penn. And I remember going outside and getting in that car and just feeling so dejected. But then I remembered we still get cheesesteaks. So we went to Pat's and to Gino's. I got 2 cheesesteaks. And as bad as I felt in that moment, something about that cheesesteak made me feel a little better about life. That's the claim. I gotta start bringing my friends here. I'm gonna call them up or something. Like, yo, you remember the Penn Relay? Because that sucked. It was terrible. But that was my first Philly cheesesteak, and I just remember how good it was. Even though Philly cheesesteaks in general are very simple for their ingredients. There's not like a lot that's calling, you know, reinventing the wheel. It's just simple, effective ingredients. OG Philly cheesesteak, man, this is so good. I wish you could try these. I wish I had smell-o-vision because it's just, even that garlic that I kind of like toasted, I didn't burn it, but I like my garlic to get a little toast because it releases the aroma and the flavor. I wish I had smell-o-vision, I really do, because it's just phenomenal. But the OG Philly cheesesteak, you know, is the ribeye sliced real thin. They chop it up, right? But the bread is really, really good bread. The ribeye is really, really good ribeye. The Cheese Whiz is just Cheese Whiz. I'm not really the biggest fan of just straight up Cheese Whiz. That's why I actually use queso. I don't like just straight Cheese Whiz. It's just, for me, but it works in the Philly cheesesteak. It does. But the bread there, bakery, soft rolls, the way they cook and kind of caramelize that and that fat on the ribeye and put it all together, and then wrap it in a tin foil. And I remember just going outside and sitting on a bench and feeling sorry for myself. But the cheesesteak made me feel slightly better. I can't believe I fell. I still think about it now that I've kind of brought up the old memories. And I fell. It wasn't like no, you know, stumble and get back up. No. It was a stumble, kind of stumble, face plant. I'll try to keep my balance and get on the baton. I was probably I don't know. Oh my, this is so good, man. Maybe a foot away from him. Like, from the baton to his hand. So close. I almost made it. But everybody takes L's. I kind of just learned after that, like, sometimes you fail, you know, and I don't even need the ketchup for this. I don't even need the extra queso for this. The chips are fantastic. Sometimes you fail, and it just made me work harder. You know, we came back strong after that. We won the state. We won the Triple Crown, which in our thing is the league, the county, and state. We won it 2 years in a row. And I ended up running my fastest time after that. Then I went back and played baseball my senior year because I had promised my other friends that I would go play. But it was still a great experience. Still glad to say I did it. You know, you can't let failure get you down. Everybody takes L's, and you kind of just got to have that we move attitude with it. And I still get to talk about it, and I can laugh about it these days. I was pretty mad when it happened, but you know, I try not. You don't let it. I use my failures to make me work harder. That's how I've always done things. If I was the kind of person that missed a final shot or struck out with the bases loaded, missed a tackle, whatever, it will make me get back in my bag, get back in the lab, get back on the grind, try to figure out how to get better at it, you know? And sometimes you'll fail twice. Sometimes you fail 3 times. But the one thing that I'm always proud to say, and I gotta get my wet wipe, is that I've never let any of my failures keep me in a tank. You know? One of the biggest attributes that you can have in life, including, you know, athletics or anything. And sports taught me a lot about life, believe it or not. You know, discipline, hard work, you know, short-term, being able to take criticism. But one of the biggest attributes you can have is your short-term memory. When you fail, you can't let it go in the tank. You just gotta use that. What did you do wrong? What can you do to fix it? And keep moving forward. And I see a lot of people sometimes that kind of, when they lose or something like that, they just let it be the end. And I'll never let something be the end of an era, be the end of something. You know? Oh, so good. That was really good. If you can get ingredients to that, like I said, you can use different kinds of chicken, even just cheesesteak if you want to. But that flavor stuff together with that toasted bread, make sure you get good bread. Make sure you get bakery bread, not like just regular, you know, buns. Very important is the bread. But try that out. Anybody tries it out, let me know what you think. Sorry for eating out, but these chips are goated. Anyway, that's going to be the end of the video. We're going to be back real soon. More content. I love y'all. It's your boy, your hand signs. They made it to YouTube. Bye.